National Electrical Code Section 410.18b addresses the installation of electrical outlet boxes. It's crucial to understand these requirements for safe and compliant electrical work. The code specifies different installation methods depending on whether the outlet is surface-mounted, recessed, or conduit connected. For surface-mounted outlets, the National Electrical Code mandates that outlet boxes be securely fastened to the surface they are mounted on. This ensures stability and prevents the box from becoming dislodged over time, which could expose electrical connections. Recessed outlets have a different set of requirements. The National Electrical Code states that recessed outlet boxes must be securely fastened to the studding or joists. This provides the necessary support within the wall or ceiling cavity. Finally, the National Electrical Code requires that outlet boxes connected to conduit systems are securely fastened to the conduit itself. This ensures a continuous and mechanically sound connection throughout the electrical system. Beyond the mounting requirements, National Electrical Code Section 410.16 also emphasizes the importance of volume. It requires that all electrical outlet boxes have a volume large enough to accommodate the conductors and devices installed within them. This is essential to prevent overcrowding, which can lead to overheating and potential hazards. Furthermore, National Electrical Code Section 410.24 specifically addresses fixture wiring. It states that all connections to electrical fixtures and lighting outlets must be made within an approved outlet box or fixture enclosure. This is a critical safety requirement. What this means is that the wire connections for bathroom light fixture must be made inside either an outlet box installed in the ceiling or a junction box built into the fixture itself. If the fixture doesn't have a built-in junction box, a separate outlet box must be installed in the ceiling. In new home construction, installing an outlet box for bathroom light fixtures is recommended. This ensures compliance with the National Electrical Code. It provides a safe and convenient way to make electrical connections. Now let's break down these code sections in more detail, starting with National Electrical Code Section 410.18b. This section addresses the mechanical support of outlet boxes. The key principle here is that the box must be securely mounted. For surface-mounted boxes, this typically involves using screws or bolts to attach the box directly to the wall or ceiling surface. The hardware must be appropriate for the surface material. For example, when mounting to drywall, you'll need to use anchors that can provide a secure hold. Recessed boxes, on the other hand, rely on being attached to the framing members of the wall or ceiling. This often involves screwing the box directly to a stud or joist. Special nail-on boxes are also available, which can be quickly attached to framing members using nails or staples. Conduit-connected boxes utilize fittings to create a secure mechanical connection to the conduit. These fittings can be threaded or compression type, depending on the type of conduit being used. The box itself typically has threaded tabs that accept the conduit fittings. Next, let's examine National Electrical Code Section 410.16a, which focuses on box fill. The goal is to ensure that the outlet box has sufficient space for all the wires, devices, and connectors contained within it. Overfilling a box can create several problems, including difficulty making connections, increased risk of short circuits, and potential overheating. The National Electrical Code provides detailed rules for calculating box fill. These rules take into account the number and size of conductors, the number of devices such as switches and receptacles, and the presence of internal cable clamps or support fittings. Each conductor, device, and fitting is assigned a specific volume allowance, which is based on the wire size and the type of component. Total volume allowance must not exceed the marked volume of the box. To calculate box fill, you'll need to know the following. Firstly, the number of conductors in the box. This includes all current carrying conductors, neutral conductors, and equipment grounding conductors. Secondly, the number of device yokes. A device yoke is the mounting frame of a switch or receptacle. Each yoke counts as 2 conductors. Thirdly, the number of equipment grounding conductor terminations. If multiple equipment grounding conductors enter the box, only a single volume allowance is required for all the terminations. Fourthly, the number of internal cable clamps or support fittings. If the box contains internal clamps or fittings, a volume allowance is required. Finally, the volume of the box itself. This is typically marked on the inside of the box in cubic inches. Once you have all this information, you can calculate the total volume allowance. If the total exceeds the box volume, you'll need to use a larger box. Now let's turn our attention to National Electrical Code section 410.24a, which deals with fixture wiring. This section makes it clear that all electrical connections must be made within an approved enclosure. This enclosure can be either an outlet box or a junction box that is built into the fixture itself. The purpose of this requirement is to protect the connections from physical damage, moisture, and accidental contact. It also helps to contain any sparks or arcs that may occur during switching or fault conditions. When installing a bathroom light fixture, you have two options. If the fixture has a built-in junction box, you can make the connections directly within that box. The box must be large enough to accommodate the conductors and connectors. It must also be properly grounded. If the fixture does not have a built-in junction box, you'll need to install a separate outlet box in the ceiling. The box must be securely mounted and properly sized. You'll also need to run the wiring from the box to the fixture. Now let's consider some best practices for installing outlet boxes in new home construction. Firstly, always plan ahead. Before you start wiring, take the time to lay out the location of all the outlets, switches, and fixtures. This will help you determine the number of boxes you'll need. Secondly, use the right type of box. There are many different types of outlet boxes available, each designed for a specific application. Choose the right box for the job. Thirdly, mount the boxes securely. Make sure the boxes are firmly attached to the framing members or the surface of the wall or ceiling. Fourthly, properly size the boxes. Use the box fill calculations in the National Electrical Code to ensure that the boxes are large enough for all the wires and devices. Fifthly, make neat and secure connections. Use the proper wiring methods and connectors to ensure that all connections are tight and properly insulated. Sixthly, ground the boxes properly. All metal boxes must be grounded to the equipment grounding conductor. Seventhly, protect the wiring. Use cable clamps or bushings to protect the wires from abrasion where they enter the box. Eighthly, label the circuits. Clearly label all the circuits at the electrical panel. This will make it easier to identify and troubleshoot problems in the future. Ninthly, inspect your work. After you've finished wiring, take the time to carefully inspect your work. Make sure that all connections are tight, all boxes are properly mounted, and all wiring is protected. Finally, follow the National Electrical Code. Always follow the latest edition of the National Electrical Code. This will ensure that your electrical work is safe and compliant. In the context of bathroom lighting, it's essential to choose fixtures that are suitable for a damp location. Bathrooms are typically classified as damp locations due to the presence of moisture from showers and sinks. Fixtures that are not rated for damp locations can corrode or short-circuit. Look for fixtures that are specifically labeled as suitable for damp locations. These fixtures are designed to withstand the moisture and humidity typically found in bathrooms. In addition to choosing the right fixtures, it's also important to install ground fault circuit interrupter protection for all circuits serving bathroom receptacles and lighting. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect small electrical leaks to ground. They quickly interrupt the circuit to prevent electrical shock. The National Electrical Code requires ground fault circuit interrupter protection for all bathroom receptacles. It is also recommended for lighting circuits, especially those located near sinks or showers. When installing outlet boxes for bathroom lighting, pay close attention to the location of the box in relation to the shower or tub. The National Electrical Code specifies minimum distances that boxes must be located from these water sources. The purpose of these requirements is to prevent water from entering the box and creating a shock hazard. Consult the National Electrical Code for the specific requirements in your area. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician. A licensed electrician has the training and experience to safely and correctly install electrical wiring and equipment. They can also ensure that your electrical work complies with all applicable codes and regulations. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your bathroom lighting is safe, reliable, and code compliant. Always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. Additionally, consider the specific requirements of your local electrical code. Local codes may have additional requirements or restrictions that are not covered in the National Electrical Code. Check with your local building department to determine the specific requirements in your area. When selecting outlet boxes, choose boxes that are made of durable materials such as metal or plastic. Metal boxes are typically stronger and more resistant to physical damage. Plastic boxes are lighter and easier to work with. They are also non-conductive, which can reduce the risk of electrical shock. The choice of material will depend on the specific application and your personal preference. In addition to the basic requirements for outlet box installation, there are also some optional features that you may want to consider. Firstly, some outlet boxes have built-in cable clamps. These clamps make it easier to secure the wiring to the box and prevent it from being pulled out. Secondly, some outlet boxes have knockouts that can be easily removed to accommodate different wiring configurations. Thirdly, some outlet boxes have adjustable mounting brackets. These brackets make it easier to align the box with the finished wall or ceiling surface. When making wire connections inside the outlet box, always use the proper wiring methods and connectors. Use wire connectors that are rated for the size and type of wire you are using. Make sure that all connections are tight and properly insulated. Avoid using tape to insulate connections, as tape can dry out and become brittle over time. Instead, use wire connectors that are specifically designed for insulating electrical connections. When running wiring to the outlet box, protect the wiring from physical damage. Use conduit or cable protectors to protect the wiring where it passes through walls or ceilings. Avoid running wiring through areas where it could be easily damaged, such as near sharp edges or in areas where it could be stepped on. When installing the light fixture, follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Make sure that the fixture is properly grounded and that all connections are tight and secure. Avoid over-tightening screws, as this can damage the fixture or the outlet box. After you have installed the light fixture, test it to make sure that it is working properly. Turn the light on and off to make sure that it switches correctly. Check for any flickering or dimming, which could indicate a loose connection or other problem. If you have any problems, turn off the power to the circuit and investigate the cause. In summary, installing an outlet box for a bathroom light fixture requires careful attention to detail and adherence to the National Electrical Code. By following the guidelines outlined in this discussion, you can ensure that your bathroom lighting is safe, reliable, and code compliant. Remember to always prioritize safety and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. And always check with your local building department to determine the specific requirements in your area.